Jordan Zade, Tampa Bay Sun defender. Hey, Jordan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. Did you guys have any training today?
We actually have a night training, so it's not
Oh,
until like 6 or 7. So
okay.
yeah.
Awesome. So how's it been? I mean, you're one of the new members on the team. Like, how's it been here in the Tampa Bay area rocking out with the Sun?
It's been awesome. And let me just say, I mean, I'm from Kansas, so Tampa has been a great experience.
I
The
bet.
weather has been awesome. So overall, I'd say it's been great. The girls are awesome, the coaches are great. So yeah.
You're actually the second member of the Sun of the actual team that's been on the program. I've talked to Coach Denise Schulte Brown and Christina Uncle. Jordan Listro was on a couple of weeks ago. So you're number two, man. This is great. I mean, you haven't even been on the team all that long, and you're here
Yeah.
with us. So thank you so much. And you see, I got the scarf here. I have been a fan since before the team was actually named, when it was just a franchise that just came to be. So I was there at the first game. Love supporting everything that's going on with the Sun. What's the biggest thing that you learned about the team? Because every team, and you know this being an athlete, every team has its own identity. Every like the thing that makes them tick. What is it about this Sun team that you've grown to really like in your time here?
I would say just the ability to be like goofy off the field and like have great relationships and be really
Mm-hmm.
close with one another. And but then also like the moment we step on the field and the intensity raises and like we're able just to kind of snap into it almost. And I just really enjoy that aspect of it because like some teams it may be different, and I just like how we can all be goofy on the side and have a good time, but when we need to be serious, like we're able to raise the intensity so that we're able to have a good practice or game. So
Did you know any of the players before you joined the team?
no.
Wow. So take us through that. Because I think that's one thing. I was just talking hockey with my good buddy Eric Erlinson, and a couple of years ago, the Lightning acquired a player, Brandon Hagel, who's now one of the better players in the league from Chicago. And Jordan, the first day we interviewed him, he walked into the dressing room and he was just like, his eyes were this big. He didn't, and we were asking him all these questions. And he just kind of looked, he goes, guys, I don't even know where to get groceries. And I'm just like, it really hit me. And we think about a player and, oh, you get a new team. Like, this is part of your life, right? So
Yeah.
like take us through that communication of you finding out that you were going to the Tampa Bay Sun and like how that whole process goes to
Mhm.
you ending up right now on your living room couch.
Yeah. Well, I would say like once I signed here, I realized I was gonna have a roommate, and so which when I met Dory or Victoria Haugen, but we call her Dory,
Mm-hmm.
me and her clicked instantly. So like I think that really helped, being able to have a close friend right away. And so I would just say like the team itself. One thing I really appreciate is how welcoming they are, especially like to newcomers. Like bringing you kind of under their wing, and like so many of the girls were like, "Oh, you should go to this coffee shop. You should go here." Like giving me like all the hot spots, like where to go. And so I feel like that made it so easy to transition and like to feel like welcomed here and
Mm-hmm.
kind of make this like my home. And so I feel like overall it's been really good. And again, like having a roommate that you get along with, and that like helped a lot. So
And also I'm sure it helps when you look out the window and you
and there's
don't
palm trees.
and you don't see snow, right? Like how
Yes.
crazy is that to be able to adjust? I was just in New York this past weekend with my family, and all day Saturday it snowed for like 12 straight hours. And then Sunday, right before I got on the plane, they go, I don't care what happens, I'm going to the beach tomorrow. I don't care if it's 70 degrees, I'm just gonna go. And it was like 80
Yep.
yesterday, 85 or whatever. Like, what has that been like to be able to like live here in Tampa?
Oh, it's been actually insane. Like
Mm-hmm.
again, like you said, the weather, 80 degrees. Like I called my mom the other day and she was like, "Yeah, Jordan, it's like in the negatives." And I'm like, "Wow." That is crazy. And so I feel like also too there's so much to do here.
Right.
Like going down to the wharf and like, getting
Mm-hmm.
at the Hamptons chocolate factory, like then you can go to the beach, the dog beach. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's just so much like there's so many fun activities to do here. I feel like I'm never going to be bored living in Tampa.
A
So,
Nebraska Cornhusker as well. So I
yes.
mean, what was that like being a member? And just as a very historic school and to be able to right there in the heart of the country, what was it like to be able to go there and represent such a great academic and athletic university?
Yeah, I that was my dream school. So when I was going through the recruiting process, like at the young age, my dad was a Husker fan, like die hard. And so I kind of was pushed to go to the camps, and I fell in love with the facilities, you know, the way they played, the coaching staff was amazing. And so when I got the opportunity to sign with them, it was a no-brainer. And I think there's nothing I regret about going to, like, everything was awesome. Like, it was just a great experience and I loved it. So
that's so great that you were able to kind of live out your dream. And what you see that now, right? I mean, my girlfriend, we took her 2 daughters to the inaugural game for you guys, and just to see how many little girls are out there. We're seeing it now here locally with USF and the lacrosse program. How much does that mean to you, knowing that there are these young ladies, these little girls here in the Tampa Bay area that are looking up to you, and knowing that there is a possibility for me to be able to play professionally at the next level?
It means a lot, because I go back to when I was younger and like when I was watching all these older girls play soccer, and I'm like, wow, this is like my dream to play professionally. And like being able to show them that there's so many more opportunities now, and being able to show them that it is possible, and being able to just have a dream and stick with it, and that it is a possibility. So I feel like it is such a meaningful thing to be a part of that, and being able to show those younger girls that like they can do it, their dreams, they can make sure what their dreams are. So
yeah. Who are some of your idols and people that you looked up to growing up on the field?
Yeah, so I was a forward, kind of like going into college.
Okay.
So I was an outside mid. So I would say growing up, I would say like Alex Morgan, you know, like watching her play and just being inspired by how she inspired all the younger girls, you know. But I would say as I transitioned into a fullback and like into defender, I would say I started to watch like Emily Fox from the U.S. team, and just watching her play as a fullback, I feel like that's kind of who I started to watch more.
Yeah, I mean, the transition, what was that like, being able to kind of slide back further back on the pitch there? And, you know, your role changes. I mean, you definitely want to be aggressive, and your focus probably more on the crosses when you get in there, trying to stay wide. So what's that transition like been for you?
So when I, like, are you talking about when I was a forward going to fullback?
Yeah.
I would say honestly, at first I of course was like nervous. I was like, oh no, like I've never really defended much in my life because I was always a forward. But and then I would say it was pretty smooth. Once I got used to it and kind of just learned the tactical side of it, I honestly fell in love with fullback. And that is a position that, like, again, like I've grown to love. And I think just focusing more on, like you said, like picking my moments to go forward, and also like being able to sit back and learn how to defend and like learn the technique behind it was really fun, and I've enjoyed it. So,
and another thing that I'm sure you've enjoyed, because we have all enjoyed it, is the viral moments that you give everybody because of the way that you throw in the ball. I have it right here. I'm going to play it real quick, because if those of you don't know Jordan Zade, she is on an absolute another level. She's on another level. Just check this out. I watching these, and I remember the first time I saw it, I go, what is this? Here we go. Jordan Zade on the sideline. Oh, she's going to throw it in. Going to be normal. Not. What?
Acrobatic launch into the 18.
I don't even know where to start with that. Here, we'll watch it again. Jordan, again,
with the rest of the year.
What made you think? I mean, I've seen this before. Okay, I'm not taking anything away, but what? I just like, what inspired you to be like, this is how I'm going to do throw-ins now? And did you get any backlash from people going like, oh, she's trying to show off? There's other ways that you can do it. Like, how did you prove it to be effective enough where that's the way you're going to do throw-ins?
So it started because I was a competitive gymnast for 7 or 8 years. And so I learned how to do all the flips and stuff. And so going into high school, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do the flip throw, see what happens. And I used to do it to where I would leave the ball on the ground and I would grab it as I went. And I realized that technique just did not work. But college was when it really stuck. And I started just to like do it like 5 or 6 times, like every game. And I would say, yeah, that came with a lot of backlash, because people would be like, oh, like her feet aren't on the ground when she threw it. And so like some people had their thoughts on it, of course, thinking that it's too much or whatever. But I feel like it became effective when I was able to start to get it farther to where it kind of replicated a corner kick in some way. And so I feel like that's when it actually was useful. Like my college team, we would use it all the time, because it's like if we're down in our final third and we can get basically a corner kick out of a throw in, like we're going to use it. And so I feel like that's when it started to become like more effective, is when I was able to get it farther than when I was younger.
What's been your favorite one?
I would say it was when we played Eastern Washington in college. Was my junior year. So I flipped it in, and then my center forward did a bicycle kick and scored.
Whoa.
It was actually crazy.
That is a SportsCenter top 10 play if I've ever heard it my entire life.
Yeah, it was
So,
yeah.
So is that, do you get tired of talking about it? Like, has this become like your thing? Like Jordan Zade, she's the soccer player. Yeah, she's a pretty good defender, but wait till you see how she throws the ball in. Does it get tired talking about it?
I mean, not really. I enjoy doing it, and I feel like it's like a fun, I get to incorporate gymnastics and soccer into one thing. So I feel like I enjoy it. So I'd say I'm okay to talk about it.
I love that. What about your feet? Because I noticed, like, do your feet have to stay on the, like, outside of the touch line there? Like, can they go over? Like, where have you found maybe that there is some people saying, hey, you got to keep it this way to keep it legal?
I think the argument is sometimes so if my feet are on the ground when I release it, that's like the argument. So it's like some people like believe, since my feet aren't technically on the ground when I am releasing it, that it's not a legal throw. But I've been doing it for so long and no ref has said anything to me. So, and I'm pretty sure my feet are on the ground when I do release it, but that's mainly the argument, I would say.
Have you tested it out? Like, just normally doing it and then doing the flip throw and seeing the discrepancy between how far the ball goes?
Oh yeah, I can throw it pretty standard, I would say, normally. Like I can't really throw it super far. So I would say it's a pretty big difference from when I just throw it normally.
How far do you think you throw it? Have you ever measured it?
No. But usually if I'm near the corner and if I throw it in, it's probably like near the goalkeeper.
Wow.
So I would say that's probably like where I try to get it, at least.
Halfway across the pitch. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's pretty wild. And I'm sure when everybody sees that it's a possibility for you to get it near the goal, the lineup is completely different. They're lining up like a corner, right? They're kind of all surrounding the 18-yard box there. And instead of like a normal throw where it's like, all right, you have people close to you, you have people moving side to side, like trying to juke somebody to get open. Wow. You're changing the game. I mean, how did you get, like, I know that you said, have you seen that? Where did you see that where it inspired you to do that? I've seen it just like here and there, but nothing with the type of consistency where you put it with somebody's name like we see here. So where did you get the idea for the flip throw?
I'm going to be so honest. I'm not sure. I think one day I just was like, I can do flips. And I was like, maybe I'll try to like see if I can do it with the ball. And then one day it just like stuck. And like I did do it a few times in high school. And then again, like I said, college was when it really stuck. So
did any coaches give you any grief about it? Like, we're not going to do that here.
There's been a few times where, so if it's like a wet, like the pitch is wet, I need a towel. So yeah, so I remember one game in particular, we were at a Big Ten like semifinal, or I believe so. And I had a towel. My coach threw it to me to wipe off the ball, and the other coach took it and said, if she gets a towel, we all get a towel. And so I ended up just having to throw it in normally, which is fine. But yeah.
Jordan, before I let you go, I was doing my research like I always do, and I saw that you did a mission trip down to Mexico a couple, at the end of 2023. Just talk about the impact that had on you, and just like what are some of your interests off the field?
That mission trip really like transformed my life and the way I view it, in the sense of I became Catholic after that mission trip, and just being able to hang out with all the little kids and just being able just to bring them joy through, we got to play soccer together and doing something that I love and that they love, and having a shared like common love. And so being able just to, mess around, it was really awesome. And I would definitely go on another mission trip if I could. And I would say, other than that, I enjoy going on coffee runs. I love to lift. I feel like those are fun activities. Nice. I feel like I like to do. Yeah.
I love that. Tampa Bay Sun FC.com for all the information about the team and everything that they've got going on right now. And big game Saturday against Brooklyn FC, celebrating Black History, 7 p.m. at the Riverfront Stadium. And I know there's a matchup with Fort Lauderdale United coming up. How cool is that to be able to see kind of some crossover there with, the leagues here, because women's soccer is really kind of taking that next step and just really making forays into lands that they've never been before.
I think it's so awesome, and I think it's such a cool experience to see how many opportunities are opening up for women in soccer and just seeing how the game is growing. So I'm just really excited, and I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, cannot wait for that. Again, we will continue to promote everything that you gals have going on. Tampa Bay Sun FC.com matchup against Brooklyn FC, 7 p.m. on Saturday night, Riverfront Stadium. Tampa Bay Sun FC.com. Go get your tickets right now. Jordan, this has been a lot of fun. I am so happy to finally get a chance to talk to you the first time. And it's funny because I saw that video of you doing the throw-in before I ever knew that you were going to come on the show. And then when Grayson reached out to me, I was like, 1000%. I can't wait to chat with her and just to get to know you a little bit more. You're crushing it. Thank you so much. Continue to be a leader in our community, and enjoy Tampa. It's going to get a little hot in the summer. Just a little heads up. But
yes, I'm ready.
The support for Team Tampa Bay never stops. So appreciate it. Have a great practice tonight. Stay healthy, and good luck this weekend and the rest of the season.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Take care.